It's the NFL on EA Sports, and today's clash of conferences is just moments away. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Indianapolis Colts, and it's coming right up on Madden NFL 23.
Just a stone's throw from historic Monument Circle in downtown Indianapolis here at the beautiful Lucas Oil Stadium. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Indianapolis Colts. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, so much gets made about offensive comparisons. Here's a matchup where the defenses may just take center stage.
Yeah, we're usually talking about guys scoring touchdowns. How about the guys who prevent them and change the momentum of the game when they take the ball away? I love those ball hawks in the secondary. People after my own heart.
Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And we are underway from Indianapolis. Take it in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Now, for the first time, we get to see this Philadelphia offense led out by their dual-threat quarterback now in his 3rd season, Jalen Hurts.
Tremendous production in college at 2 different universities, and this is a guy who was a finalist for the Heisman Trophy. Still much more of a runner than a thrower, but has plenty of arm and is capable of making the big throws downfield. And don't underestimate his ability to think the game. Remember, he's the son of a coach.
Hurts throwing right away. Open man, that's Devontae Smith. He'll be tackled shy of the 35. Shifty footwork gets him a little extra on the play.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection. A nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
That was a unit that understood exactly where the first down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll go again with Sanders. And he's dropped right at the 40. Gain 3.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and he gave up no cutback angle. You know he's trying to dart through. No push for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Hurts a handoff to Sanders. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Here's Hurts to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down.
I'm quite sure that they envision a much better start to this game when they practiced all week. They failed on that 3rd down play. That brings up 4th down, and they'll probably have to punt it away.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this ball is going to be down now right at the 10-yard line. Good spot.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Out onto the field comes the Colts offense for their first series. And at quarterback, a new name this year to the franchise, of course, but certainly not new to the league. A 15-year vet, former league MVP, Matt Ryan.
And I think if there's one quarterback in the league who sometimes gets taken for granted, to me it's Matt Ryan, because I think throughout his career, he's been consistently excellent. Frequent member of the 4,000-yard club, savvy veteran, knows how to throw the deep ball and create big plays. And yes, he will beat you from the pocket.
Ryan and the Colts getting set here, 1st and 10. From back at their own 10-yard line. They go play action with Ryan. To the right side, complete to Taylor. So give them 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Ryan's throw caught by Pierce. And he worked it across the 25 before being tackled. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Play action. It's Ryan. He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman. He rifles one that's intercepted. And the Colts will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and climb out and take possession of the football on the INT. The Eagles in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Hurts. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. Throwing is Hurts. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. They'll go for a gain of 7. And they're going to be steering at a 3rd and long here.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Left side here to Sanders. And he goes out right around the 39. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
Here's Aaron Sipos out now to punt on 4th down. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. That'll be a 39-yard punt, no return. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. They'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. It'll be a gain of 17 and an Indianapolis first down.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive. Come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to two people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Here's Ryan to throw.
All right, rifles one, and it's going to be intercepted. And the Eagles are going to take possession of the football.
Well, it doesn't take a whole lot of investigation to figure out why they're still sitting at 0 on the scoreboard, because their quarterback's got to wake up and start reading defense a heck of a lot better after throwing his second interception.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
And, partner, I know so far, we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard? I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
Well, I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something maybe they haven't seen before. Coaches always talk about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. And that is incomplete here.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And he's got his man in stride, complete.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Let's just break this down and make it pretty simple. Key to the drag route, letting the play develop, finding the hole in the defense, and giving your athlete, yes, athlete, a chance to make something happen once he has the ball in his hands.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
He's going to drop this down to Sanders.
And he's brought down short. 2 yards there. Need 4.
Always important as a defender to throw down to keep the play in front of you and make sure you don't give up enough space that they can make a move on you in the open field. Try as he might, he wasn't able to get to the 1st down marker. Excellent defense, good tackling.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
That's just 32 yards officially from the right hash. The kick by Elliott is good. And the Eagles, they take a 3-0 lead.
So the defense are able to force the interception, and the offense working their way into field goal range and able to get free out of it.
Yeah, and give them credit for that. They took the ball, maneuvered it downfield, and while they couldn't get exactly what they wanted, which was a touchdown, they did get 3 points out of it, so they paid off what the defense gave them. Both sides to be thrilled with that.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away.
The drive will start at the 25-yard line here as Rodgers will not return it. The Colts now are ready to get the football back.
And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have to reach him. Do you do it with a little bit of humor? Maybe you break the ice a little bit like, hey, didn't we practice in that color jersey all week? Not the one that you're throwing it to? Or maybe you have to be stern with him. But whatever it's going to take to get the message, it has to be done. He's putting the game in jeopardy.
Ryan and the Colts getting set here 1st and 10.
At their 25-yard line.
Now last year's leading rusher in the NFL, this is Jonathan Taylor.
And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for second down. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They go to the ground again with Taylor. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
If the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
And this is going to be a Colts 1st down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
First and 10, Taylor now. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. It was T.J. Edwards who brought him down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure you're back. You spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
On 2nd down, it's Taylor. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. Open man is Taylor. He's got it. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the backs up and out in the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a 1st down.
So for Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 47. Ryan. They'll find his man. That's Taylor again. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
Nice little nifty play for him there. That's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got everybody down. Oh, he just snuck out there. Nice 1st down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on 1st down. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Ryan. Catch made here by Campbell. And they eventually get to him at the 17 after a pickup of 17. Into the red zone, 1st down. So for the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. And they're going to be set up now with ball at the 13-yard line. So the completion good for just 3. And that will bring out 2nd down. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now from Indianapolis with the homestanding Colts in possession as they've got it 2nd and 7. On the draw is Taylor, and that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7 as that one officially a loss of 1.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty, but when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
this drive, they're 2 for 2 on third down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. Ryan. Touchdown! Alec Pierce, a 14-yard touchdown. And the Colts have moved out in front. That's one of those long drives where not only do you score, but you really tire out the defense, too.
That's a great point, because now they've been on the field for a long time. Them going to the bench, trying to make adjustments, trying to figure things out, but they'll do so fatigued.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it was capped off by a touchdown catch from Alec Pierce. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 21. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And that's going to be incomplete.
Well, Ray, seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half. Unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball in a passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is, because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
To throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. This is caught. It's Brown. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one good for 26 and a 1st down. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can work for him so many different ways. Sometimes he just takes off and goes and just runs past people. Sometimes you get people to back off so far that you can catch everything underneath. But still, at some point in the game, you probably have to make some contested catches, right? You sometimes have to go up and beat a defender for the football. He has that in his arsenal as well.
Showed it right there. On 1st down, Hurts. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
4 yards remain for 2nd down. Back to throw again. And that throw behind his man. He missed him, incomplete.
He's a trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
We know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. The Eagles on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 4. Again, he'll drop to throw. He's got his target. That's Zach Pascal. And he's going to have the Eagles' 1st down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll run with Sanders up the middle. Flash the stick skills on that run, but then stop shy of the 35. Tackle made by Zaire Franklin.
Oh, that was a bit of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
From the 36, Hurts steps away to his left. And that one off the mark behind him, incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you've really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes.
Dayo Odeyingbo in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down.
It seemed like he kept going through those progressions, and I thought he might dump that underneath, but he couldn't get rid of the football in time.
And I have to wonder if he was thinking while he was back there, I wish there were a lot less progressions on this play, just someone that I could dump the ball to and get it out of my hands.
Here's Aaron Sipos now. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Matt Ryan in the offense heading back onto the field. 5 for 5 that last drive. Touchdown pass as well. He was clicking. Receivers, I don't want to be cliche, but running really solid routes too.
And what I love about it is when you look across any team, all right, the body type of the receivers are usually different. The way that they get open, different as well. Some of them use power to get open. Some of them use those head fakes and subtle moves. Some of them just use pure speed. And the really good ones, when they're established, they know how to push off at the end of a route, too.
Now this will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. Well, that flag puts them on their heels a little bit more defensively as the officials walk it upfield.
Yeah, and they can blame the officials all they want, but bottom line, it's their own fault because, to me, that was an avoidable call. Stay focused and avoid major mistakes like that.
So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Now it's Ryan.
They'll set up the screen to Taylor.
He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
These two teams, the Eagles and Colts, the two best rushing teams in the NFL in 2021 a season ago. The Eagles, maybe a surprise to many that they were number 1 last year. Of course, they got a lot of rushing yards from their quarterback that helped them. And the Colts, with Jonathan Taylor, they were number 2. Up the middle, here's Taylor.
And across the midfield stripe into Eagle territory. It'll be a gain of 5. It's still about 3 yards shy of the 1st down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
From the gun on 3rd down, Ryan.
Oh, he's got his tight end, Mo Alley-Cox, complete. And he is going to have a Colts 1st down. They needed 3. He doubled that. He got 6.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size, can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
Throwing now, Ryan on 1st down.
This will be taken in by Michael Pittman. And he's going to be taken down at the 28-yard line.
Well, they obviously read man coverage there, partner, and he got downfield, broke down the defender, made him think. He made him think he was going to run a different route. Probably thought he was going to take it upfield, then he curls back inside for the completion.
A give for Taylor running right side.
He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That was a good run, and it got to the second level. And what I mean by that is that's where the linebackers usually play. First level being the defensive front, last level being the secondary. But the strong safety position ended up making the tackle. And oftentimes we call them a hybrid. Combination defensive back, combination linebacker. We saw the linebacker make the stop.
They'll drop this down to Taylor, and he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. At that time, they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
From the red zone now, here's Ryan on first down. And he'll just get rid of it.
And when you've thrown as many interceptions as he has in this one, you definitely start getting a little hesitant to throw the ball out wide because that's prime pick 6 territory. That time, he made sure the only guy who was going to catch it was sitting in the 3rd row.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Ryan. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield. This might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Yeah, no question. He got to the QB late, CD, and that's going to get a flag every time.
Every single time. Because let's face it, the league is always going to have an emphasis on these calls. They want to take care of these quarterbacks who are in vulnerable positions when they're passing the football.
Now Ryan.
Out to the right and complete to Pittman.
That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd goal. Ryan will throw again. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Taylor. And Taylor, I don't think he got there. No, he did not. Unable to break free, and he's marked short.
Only a yard that time, so now a decision to be made here on 4th and goal. This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem to take on just a bit more importance than others? This feels like one of those, doesn't it? To me, 3 points here, a major letdown. This is the time to go and put 6 on the board.
Fourth down. Here's Ryan. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Kaiser White.
And the Eagles are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. So the ball changing hands on the interception. Meanwhile here, we do have an injury on the play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They take over here following the interception. That's the good news. Their tough spot is the spot that they're in. That's inside the 5 in the shadow of their own goalpost here. 1st and 10.
5 yards is the tally on first down. It brings up 2nd and 5.
And that run, that changes the whole mentality about the drive right there. They were starting on their own 2-yard line. They just wanted enough space to punt the football successfully. Now they're talking about putting together a drive.
2nd and 5 now. Hurts. Toward the sideline. He will have the first down. Good catch. He was able to keep the feet inbounds. 5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
Takes this one up past the 20 after he's able to make a man miss. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game because that was his longest run of this contest.
Let's go. Let's go right now.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Hurts. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Brandon Faison.
And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. So consecutive interceptions here early on in this one, and maybe setting the tone, Charles, for a game where the defense really takes center stage.
And don't you think that both offenses are really catching a bit from their coaching staff about avoiding these turnovers that we've seen early? I think both teams are trying to find an advantage. We know that. Can one of them break away and take control of this game?
After the interception, here's Ryan.
He's got his man. It's Pierce. And they're going to be set up now with the ball at the 13-yard line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Taylor. And he'll wind up picking up about 4, as that is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning.
And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Here's Ryan. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Good coverage on the outside, and I think that's where he wanted to check that down to. But once he saw the danger over there, he just threw that one over everyone's head. Smart play.
In their mind, certainly a field goal try would be a letdown. They had the great starting field position, now facing 3rd down. From the shotgun, Ryan. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. Chase McLaughlin now for the field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And his kick here is good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing the coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away.
Taking it about the 1. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, they can bounce back the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you get watch them a little bit because of coverage. They may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This is a half where not just the coverage, but the entire defense is setting the tone in this game.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 for the 20.
Here's Hurts to throw.
To the sideline, and wow, what a catch there. He doesn't get a lot, but he was able to get the feet down complete. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at 3rd and 8 coming up.
Throwing for the gun, it's Hurts.
And this is caught by Watkins. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Not a big window to throw. Coverage wasn't too bad there.
Yeah, they had him under wraps pretty well, but somehow able to muzzle his way open and catch the ball.
The Eagles hustling to the line, clock rolling. To throw again on second down.
Hurts.
Sanders has it over middle. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on third down.
Throwing is Hurts.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Aaron Siposs on to punt as he'll get this one away now.
Rodgers on the return. This will be a 41-yard punt, 3 on the return.
And it will be first and 10 as they take over. The Colts going to take over now late in this first half. And we'll see how much they want to push things, leading already here 10-3.
They'll throw on first down with Ryan.
He'll get that one to Taylor, complete.
A very good move, but for a short gain out near the 32. Now the Colts going to burn the second of their timeouts as the clock stopped with 35 seconds to go in quarter number 2.
Six yards left on second down.
Ryan. And his throw here is incomplete.
He was looking for Michael Pittman that time.
And it's third down.
That was a nice job defensively of disguising their coverage and making it difficult for the quarterback to lock in on the receiver, and it results in an incomplete pass.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now it's Ryan.
That's complete to his running back, Taylor.
Powers through it. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Excellent play there on third down. Give him 25 yards.
That turned into a very well-orchestrated play right there. Going to work his way out of the backfield to the right, and after he looked it in, he found plenty of space to roam and picked up big yardage.
Again, Ryan.
He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman.
And this one is incomplete.
I like the thought process there. They connected on a big play, and sometimes you find the defense vulnerable. So they went for the bigger shot, went for an all on that one. This time, they were ready for it.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Here's Ryan to throw.
Over the middle, hauled in by Pierce. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
Holding offense.
That's on the tackle, Braden Smith.
Still second down.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. Now it's Ryan. For a left side, taken in by Pittman. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. Nifty running there, but it'll come on what should be the final play of half number 1. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Back to you guys in a bit. But first, we welcome everyone to our EA Sports Halftime Report. First things first, let's get a check on the next-gen stats from that first half for Philadelphia. And they weren't able to get a whole lot done throwing the football. That'll likely be a big key if they want to turn things around in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Colts, they were even better throwing the football. Lots of open receivers to choose from, and you can bet that'll continue to be a focus in the second half.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Second half ready to get underway. The Colts with a lead, and they will receive the football. Bringing it out of his end zone, Isaiah Rodgers. Oh, good return up past the 30. Isaiah Rodgers. And he will score. Touchdown, Colts.
That was a special return, and it happened because he's a special returner. He has to have that approval from the special teams coach's head coach to bring it out of the end zone.
Well, let's be honest. A lot of times when they bring it out of the end zone like he did there, they don't have approval. I mean, I think a lot of times they do, but correct me if I'm wrong. Sometimes it's just a guy getting a feel, right?
You're exactly right. What's the old adage? Sometimes you just have to know when to break the rules, and if you do, you take on some responsibility. But he was happy to do so there.
McLaughlin now to add the PAT.
It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. And what a job there by all 11. The kick return, the blocking excellent, the return excellent. The result, 6 points. So let's try this again. After the kick return, TD, here's yet another kickoff.
This one fielded at the 5.
So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half.
And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 19-yard line. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Looking for Sanders, and it's intercepted.
Picked up by Kenny Moore. And the Colts are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They feel like they got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them, and they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
Indianapolis offense ready to go again. Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Ryan. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
And to put it mildly, this is a tough spot defensively. They have to come right back out and defend the red zone. But how about that good first step towards forcing them to settle for at least 3 points? I think they're also thinking bigger right now. Imagine being able to stop them totally and change the momentum.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Ryan hits his target, the tight end, Mo Cox. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
And coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there, and how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Ryan now to throw on 3rd down. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Josh Sweat rushing in and bringing him down to the ground.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you, the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this 3rd quarter. Chase McLaughlin now for the field goal try. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And this one is right through. And that will extend their lead even further. So the interception set up a terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he returns this to the 22. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. The turnover on the last drive, they had the issue in the first half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
Over the middle, complete. That's Sanders. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. And that's good for a gain of 6, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw here. Buying time to his left. And he's going to hook up with his big tight end. Complete. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a 1st down.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
So from the 36 out, 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And unable to get downhill there, so he'll take this up to about the 37. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
They give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
Second down, back to Sanders. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
If you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, got carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. He'll look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Sanders. And he is going to have an Eagles first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Now flags come in here. Look like one of the Eagles might move.
The offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted.
Still first down.
A false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. They'll look to throw here. Taken in by Pascal out left.
And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line. That's now 4 completions in a row. A good bounce back following the interception last drive.
Certainly not letting it affect him, that's for sure. And we all know interceptions are going to happen. So the big trick, don't let it affect you going forward. Most of the good quarterbacks, they just tell the ball boy, get that one out of the rotation, give me a fresh ball, and let's go. He's got his offense moving again.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. Did a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
They're trying to keep the drive going. This will be play number 8. It's 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Here's Jake Elliott. Career long, by the way, for him, 61 yards. This will be spotted just shy of midfield. A 59-yard attempt. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot. And a deficit will stay at 3 scores. Well, you know that they were thinking second half comeback here. That's a big miss if they want to have a chance to come back.
A very big miss because time is becoming a real factor now, and they're 3 scores down.
And no doubt one of the most, if not the most exciting play we'll see in this game. The kick return all the way in the end zone for 6 points. So they tried the 59-yarder and missed it, and now this offense starts just 1 yard shy of midfield.
They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It's certainly good, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
And nowhere really to go there. He'll take this up just shy of midfield. Only a yard there on the keeper, and that's going to leave him with a 3rd down.
Right where the set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
On 3rd down, Ryan. And that will be incomplete.
So many times we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Here's Matt Hawk now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd.
He'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And this punt will go out of bounds. I think it'll be inside the 25, and it will. Right at the 24-yard line is where they'll spot it.
Eagles offense back out, getting set for this next drive. And the way their last drive ended, boy, it was frustrating. They had a pretty good drive going. It was sustained, and then it stalled out, Charles, and they missed the field goal and got nothing out of it.
Is that insult to injury? Because they had such a sustained drive, as you noted. So you know for the head coach, it almost felt like a little bit of failure to send out the field goal unit and then not even see the ball go through the post. What a bummer on that last drive for them. Got to pick themselves up from that one.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Simple drag route here, lined up out left. He tried to work his way back across the field. You probably saw me twitch there, partner, because I think he wanted the ball a little bit sooner. By the time he looked it in, defender was right on him.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Hurts over the middle here to Brown.
Hurts connecting there with Brown for the Eagles first. They'll fake the give to Sanders. Now Hurts.
Eluding the pressure right. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
You know what I like about that play? He didn't try to do too much on 1st down. He took what the defense gave him, put together a solid game to bring up 2nd and manageable. Now they have a couple of plays to pick up just a few yards and a new set of downs.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders, and he'll get it down to the 47 here. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
He hadn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Hurts. Over the middle to Smith.
And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Complete to Devontae Smith. It's a gain of 10. The Eagles first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. The ball comes out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. You can almost see inside his face mask there the look of relief. He coughed it up, but it goes out of bounds. They keep it.
Someone cared about the lucky horseshoe, aren't they? If I were him, I'd go out and play the lottery after that one. A very fortunate man.
And they're operating in plus territory here. They're thinking points. Definitely don't want to lose the football at this juncture.
They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts.
And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took it a little too far. It's 2nd down.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
2nd and 10 now from the 27.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
Well, it's caught on the right side at Smith. And finally, down he goes as they work inside the 10 to the 7. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going, a little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
Here's Hurts to throw.
And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14.
Odembo picks up his second sack of the afternoon. And you get the feeling, Charles, yeah, he's got the 2 sacks now, but he may get more here. We've still got a quarter and then some to go.
And the way that he is playing this game, it reminds me of one of the best golfers in the world who can use every club in the bag and make a great shot. That's what he's doing with his pass rush moves right now, showing a little bit of everything. They have no way of stopping him.
It's second and goal, but now all the way back at the 14. Another try after the first down sack. Hurts. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
They'll look to throw on third and goal. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. DeForest Buckner able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
This defense, they just continue to feast. 5 sacks now as a unit. It's been quite an afternoon getting to the quarterback.
And we're seeing it come from a variety of places as well. Sometimes just the guys up front and getting to him. Other times you add extra guys rushing the quarterback, twists and stunts. It's been a variety, and they've had no way of blocking him.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal.
This a 31-yard attempt. And the attempt at 3 will have to come from the other end of the field as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. It's the Eagles behind on the scoreboard, but with the football here as we start the fourth quarter. And we'll begin it with a field goal try here. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will close the gap down to 14. Well, with that field goal, you can argue they needed to get back within 2 scores, and they did indeed do that, but still a pretty uphill battle.
Still going to take 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns to get back into it. And as you and I know, that's a tall order against any NFL defense. They're going to need their own defense to make some plays as well to give them an opportunity.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. This offense back out and set to go for their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Ryan and the Colts getting set here, 1st and 10.
At their own 18. Now Ryan. Had the nifty footwork, but only able to get it to his own 20. It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it's second down.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out into open space. But linebackers nowadays, they run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Second down, another run with Taylor.
Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock,
really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Here's Matt Hawk now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And the Eagles will have it taking over 1st and 10.
Throwing is Hurts.
Quick hitter here. It's complete.
Hurts pass complete to Grant Calcaterra.
Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure may only get one more shot after this, so a touchdown's imperative on this drive.
It is, but you also have to think to yourself in play calling, don't hold anything back. Don't save it for the second touchdown. You got the first one for the second one, didn't even matter.
Throwing again on second down. Hurts over the middle. He's got Watkins.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Philadelphia.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. A give running left. It's Sanders. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 3 yards on a pickup there, and it'll be second down.
They did a really nice job there defensively. They strung the play out, didn't give him a cutback lane. On each play, you have guys what I call our BCR players. Guys are responsible for the bootleg, for the cutback, and for the reverse. They played that one perfectly.
And rode him right out of bounds.
Hurts throw here taken in as he's able to find Goddard. And he'll get him to ground, and he has another first down at the Colts 35.
It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts.
Dancing to his left. And that's complete to Sanders.
And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
That's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, short tackle.
From the 31, Hurts. Flush to his right. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 17-yard line. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
So for the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
Dio Odengbo
Able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. See, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack as a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. Another try after the first down sack.
Hurts. And on the catch right side, this is Sanders. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
I wonder what was going through his mind when he got the play call. He just got sacked in the previous play. He knows they're coming after him again. A little bit of guts to stand in there, take the hit, and successfully complete the screen pass. Really well done.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete.
It's a tried and true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he sensed being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete.
So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So the 3 points there, and CD, that helps them inch a bit closer.
Yeah, partner, when you're losing, any points you see go on the board in your favor, you're happy to take them.
Well, we talk a lot about explosive plays on offense. How about an explosive play on special teams? Certainly one there on the kick return for a touchdown.
After the field goal, here's Elliott to kick it away. Taking it about the 1. Here's Isaiah Rodgers to return. And able to get this out to the 25. The Colts getting another possession here on offense. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 59 yards on the ground for him now, as he's done that on 15 carries.
And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. They have to use timeouts. What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They go play action now. Ryan. Flushed out right.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
As soon as I saw him break contain and get outside, my first thought and my eyes gravitated downfield, because nowadays, most of these quarterbacks, when they do that, they want the big play downfield. They don't want to throw it short. In this case, he took the shot. It fell incomplete.
They go play action with Ryan.
He'll take a shot downfield for Pittman.
And that will be incomplete. Try to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. And to me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Have some fun. And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. That pass just a little bit off. It looked like maybe he tried to force it in there.
Game speed, always different, no matter what you do in practice. You can't simulate it, right? So your decision-making, everything has to be a little bit quicker. Sometimes it can throw you off until you adjust.
Here's Matt Hawk now, as he's on to punt for Indianapolis. Fielded at the 20. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return.
And it will be Eagles football, 1st and 10.
Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10.
Just shy of the 30.
Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep.
Not much room here as he only gets into about the 30.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was right.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
On 2nd and 9, Hurts. And that is incomplete. I guess they're in a situation now, 4th quarter, where they're forced to take some chances, but I don't know that that was the type of a chance you want to take.
And that one could very easily have been intercepted. And if it does get picked off, that could possibly seal this one.
This offense so far on 3rd down, they've had a lot of chances, but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 9. He's going deep for Brown. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
They're going on 4th down with Hurts.
And he'll hit the deck, but he did not get there. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Colts are going to get the football in outstanding field position. But down 2 scores, I guess they felt like they needed to go for it. They must have thought they had a play to dial up that they could get it, and it didn't work out.
They must have thought, as you pointed out, they had a play, and they were probably looking at the number of possessions that they thought were left in the game. And down 2 scores, they must have felt like they couldn't risk not taking a shot here and giving up that chance.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Ryan to throw.
Throw over the middle, going to be caught here by Mo Alley-Cox. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
Well, it may seem a little unorthodox to some people. Got the lead, 4th quarter, yet he's still firing away. I think he believes that's the best way to go and win the game.
Yeah, a lot of coaches say, let's just run the football and be conservative. He's sticking to his game plan.
Now, that is his game, and that's what they're going to ride.
On 1st and 10, it's Ryan. That is incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. From the gun, it's Ryan. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
Well, to me, there is no question about the intent there, and I think he was a little fortunate that the penalty flag didn't come out for grounding. But he'll get away with it and get another shot on 3rd down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now it's Ryan. And incomplete on the deep ball.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now, but he was fortunate on that one not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Chase McLaughlin now for the field goal try. And this is a 39-yard attempt. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So that maybe not a knockout ball, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. And last time, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. See if they can pick themselves up off the mat, do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game.
and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 16. Now left side on a swing pass. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
Well, plays like that, Charles, no doubt, they're just going to continue to fuel this crowd.
And this defense is already playing well, but it also feeds on the energy of that crowd that you're talking about, and that takes them up to another level. Right now, they're playing really loose. They got the lead, and what a nice stop they just made there behind the line of scrimmage.
To throw again on 2nd down.
Hurts fumbles it.
But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Fortunate to get that football back, because trailing here in the second half, last thing they needed was to lose the possession.
The word I think of here is opportunity, because it could have been lost there. Their chance to score points, but the opportunity for the defense was to go ahead and really close this game down if they were able to get possession.
So danger averted for the moment, but now here's a 3rd and long.
Up the middle they go with Sanders. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. And he gets a good chunk of yards there, 8 all told, but they're still looking at 4th down. Well, look at the clock. You're down 2 scores. Have to go for this, don't you?
And they thought that as soon as they took over possession. It didn't matter where they were on the field. They were always going to be in 4-down territory. Backed up in good situation, it didn't matter. So they've been preparing for that on their play sheet the entire time.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And now possession will go over inside the 15-yard line. So still over 3 minutes remaining in this game, but boy, not getting that when that hurt.
That's a little bit demoralizing, so they have to be careful about that because still have an opportunity if they can get some things done on defense. But now, since they've taken over on downs, a team with the ball, guess what? Going to 4-minute offense, maybe they can put this thing away.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Now a give to Taylor. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
Got a man, it's Pittman, and he holds it in for the Colts touchdown.
4 yards on the touchdown grab.
And the Colts have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. Well, this, of course, set up by the stop a moment ago on 4th down, and now that might be the score that puts this one officially out of reach.
And it's a tough one because your hands are tied when you're losing in the 4th quarter because you know you've got to make something happen. They couldn't pick up the 1st down, and after that, the air just went right out of the balloon, and you knew you were looking at a defeated team.
McLaughlin for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns and 21 points. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. The Colts kicking team is out there now, and they will send this one away.
Taken in at the 3. And he'll take a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21.
And out now come the Eagles.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown, so now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it, sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up.
Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10
at their own 21. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's going to be complete on the sideline, but, that throw left him no room to run, and the good footwork nearly all for naught. Call it a gain of a yard, and that'll make it 2nd down. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course, you got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Hurts. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
Hurts sets up to throw it.
And this is caught by Watkins.
And he is going to have an Eagles 1st down, comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find 1st down. And that's what he just did.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Hurts.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
And the timing a bit off that time as how he falls to the ground.
This has been a rough one to put it mildly for him, but after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's going to have a lot of questions and definitely not a lot of answers.
And here comes the 8th play of the drive, and they need a full 10 yards on 3rd down.
From the gun, it's Hurts.
He's going to let it fly. And that would be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
What we've seen so far in this game, they're not going to allow a big shot over the top. You can have whatever you want underneath. They'll give you that, but they're not going to let you beat them deep.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
And Hurts is intercepted, his 3rd of the game.
Picked off by Stephon Gilmore.
And the Colts are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it.
A carry by Taylor to start the drive.
He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32. Good gain there on 1st down and keeps him in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They had leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Again, it's Taylor. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. So this one winds up in Indianapolis victory, and they were really helped by the defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot. But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.